Worst teams today? No. Hi. It's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Ooh. Is the screen? Eddie, go give me a tissue. Quick, go give me a tissue. Seriously. Go give me one. Hey, good morning. Unless it's my glasses. Could be my glasses. Hey, it's 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Hope you're doing well. I don't know if it's cloudy or it's my glasses are just so messed up. But who knows? Anyway, 5 a.m. Mester Scrum. Good morning. I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. I hope you're doing well. And here we talk about Agile and Scrum and an Agile, Agile and Scrum and Agile and Agile and Scrum way. No, I'm gonna pause me there for a second. Let's see. Does that make it better? Makes it a little better. Anyway, we talk about Agile and Scrum in a tactical, practical way, so that you get home to your family and friends and have some fun with them and do some stuff and go some adventures and things like that. But at the same time, it's not just so you get home and get out of work early. It's we give ideas that hopefully will help you quickly get value to your customers so that your company can make more money, you can make more money, you can grow your businesses. And we do it in such a way, hopefully you balance work and life, right? So you can hang around with goofy people like the one next to me, right? Goofy people. And have some fun. So, with that said, it is Wednesday, Ash Wednesday. Happy Ash Wednesday. Get to go on my fasting, my no sugar, no carbs for the next 40 days, right? Anyway, so 2 things I'd like to talk about today. I'd like to talk about Scrum Masters and some daily Scrum stuff. I know we've been talking about that a lot, but there's a lot of things on how to prep for that going off of previous conversations. And I also want to talk about splitting teams. And I think I want to do the splitting teams thing first, just to get through that, because it might take a little bit of a while. And if I get through that, then we'll talk about daily Scrum. And because I got to use a whiteboard, that's why I'm saying it. I cover Eddie's face. Do
you need that?
I need what?
I
I need something?
Yeah.
Apparently I need something. Okay, so the idea is that in the old waterfall world and the old world, it always happens. People hire people on the team. So your team's going well. You still want to get more. So course management and their infinite wisdom just hires more people rather than make the process better, right? Because that's what they've been taught. You need more work, hire more people. That doesn't necessarily help the situation because we drew the little circle. You remember the circle with all the little people in it? And we drew that when and we drew that before, right? And it keeps on going, da 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 da, until the whole thing becomes a big dot because you got too many people on the team. So I want to take a real simple case where you have, see, how the ideal size is 3 to 9 people, right? And when there are 3 to 9 people, it really does work a lot faster. I've worked with real small teams and larger. That range, you really will produce a lot more code than you will with the bigger team. It just happens, and they communicate so much better, just from sheer fact I've done it many times. So what I'm going to go through is a couple things to think about when you do sizing. Let's say you have 15 people. I'm just going to use 15 people on a team, and that includes a Scrum Master and a product owner. And one of the things we look at channels, right? We look at how many communication channels there are. So with excuse me, we'll be okay. All right. So the way you figure out the communication channels, it's number of people times number of people minus 1 over the whole, and then the whole thing over 2, right? So if we have 15 people, and it's times 15 people minus 1, parentheses, big parentheses, divided by 2. If we do the math, and I did that before, the magic of YouTube, right? It's like 105 channels. So there's like 105 channels with 15 people, right? Ideally, we would do 9 people. So if we had 9 people, right, it would be 9 times 9 minus 1 over 2, which is 36 people. That's a big difference in how many people you have to constantly communicate, stay on top. Because it's always funny how we go to all these meetings because we're asked to understand everything. And when you go to these giant long meetings, there's so much information you just don't comprehend. But the smaller the team, as you can see, do you really know what's going on with the 105 different channels of communication? Or do you think it's more manageable to do it like 36 channels a day? I think the 36 channels is more achievable, right? So that's what our goal is versus 105. So that's like 3 times less the number of community. Can you imagine if your brain had 3 times less stuff going on? It'd work a lot better. So, but one of the things you'd be like, okay, so I just have, that's easy. My teams are now 7 and 5. So if I were to split 15, I would probably, 7 and 8, right? 7 and 5. That would really become 7 and 8 people, right? Is that 15? Yeah, right. Yeah, 7 and 8. So that would be 15 people, right? That make up that chart. However, my way I like to do it, it's less. If you did this, you'd have to, you're still going to have to hire people. So rather than hire another PO and another Scrum Master to manage the other team, what I do is I keep the product owner and the Scrum Master still for both new teams. This way, the product backlog is still maintained. The work for the product owner is still the same amount of work, but we have 2 smaller sprint backlogs so that the team's only having to monitor what's going on in the sprint. And I'll talk about those different processes tomorrow, how you split in those backlogs. So I'll do that tomorrow. I'll do the backlog sprint. But now I just want to talk about this. So we have a Scrum Master and PO, right? So the idea is that we had 15 people, right? So now what we would do is we would have, if I did the math right.
What?
What?
Well, you have to
What?
add.
What?
Well,
Ed?
you have to add.
What? I'm doing something.
You have to add.
I'm doing something, man. I'm doing something.
Add what?
So if I take 2 people from the 15, so what I do is minus 2 people. That's the Scrum Master and PO. It gives me 13 people. Now what's the 13 split in half? So it's really like, 6 and 7. So one team will have 6 developers and testers, and the other team will have 7 developers and testers. What happens is that this team has 6 people. This one has 7. They have the same Scrum Master and PO. This becomes shared with this team and shared with that team, right? So what the numbers end up, so you have those 2 people. So this is actually 8. So this one is actually 8 people on a team, and this one actually 9 people on the team. But however, this is good, right? Because 15 people had 105. This one now has 36 channels, which is awesome. I just cut down the number of channels, right? And this new 8 one has 28. 28 channels, right? And that's even better. That's even smaller, right? But what I did, so if you did the typical one, you'd split it. I would have to hire 2 people. I would have to hire another Scrum Master and another product owner. But all I'm really doing is splitting the workload, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow, so that the brains on these people are less occupied with stuff, right? So they can really concentrate on the work at hand. So here, without the reflection of the light, this is what we got, right? So now I'm getting an 8-person team on one and a 9-person, and I cut the communication channels by 2/3, right? So That's pretty good, I think. So that's what I want to talk about today. And that's just from the number of people in the communication channels. Tomorrow, we'll talk about how the backlog looks, right? So we'll cover that tomorrow, 2-part thing. Because I don't want to cover the whole thing, 15 minutes on one topic. So the other thing is I'm talking about today, and please like and subscribe if you like our channel. Right, Ed? What are you doing?
Hi.
Hi. You're a mess. Anyway, it's early in the morning. I think we started around 6:06. Yeah, we started at 6:06 a.m.
Yeah.
6:06. We were late because last night, and the reason why this is on my head, Eddie, don't stick your tongue out, people. You can make faces. Is that I was up late last night trying to answer that question because they were like, "Oh, I want to know now." I'm like, "Oh God!" So I had to figure out all my teams and whether or not they need to break them. But they have a lot of other issues which we can talk about on another episode. So the other one I want to talk about, because we're 11 minutes into the show, which means we have 4 minutes left, right? Because we want this show to be around 15 minutes, which is the time it takes to do a daily scrum.
We also can do that.
So in a daily scrum, right? Scrum masters should not call out their people. When we talked about that the other day, we said about zip it. Scrum master, zip, 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 let your team do. What Scrum Master should be doing, and this is another benefit and why we want the smaller teams. Maybe we'll talk about that Friday. Maybe that's a good thing. So one of the things that we do is that before daily Scrum, I build dashboards. We build dashboards. Teams should be looking at, Scrum Masters should be looking at their dashboards the day before, see how things are going, and go look into how people are doing on their teams. Are they progressing? Is their stuff blocked? What's going on? You should know that before you go in the meeting. And the reason why I say that, sometimes you have to go reach out to people before the meetings, right? And the idea is that, let's say someone's taking, normally something would take a day to do is taking 2 days. They're stuck, right? And you would see that, you would know, you either know that because you're interacting all the time, or you know it because you're looking at a dashboard that says, hey, stuff's taking more than 2 days. Maybe your rule is 1 day. So you would reach out and say, how's it going? I see one of your tasks are like taking 2 days. Is there anything we can help you with? You know, and also then what you do is you encourage them to say, hey, why don't you ask the team tomorrow at Daily Scrum if they can help you out, right? So the idea is you encourage them to participate in Daily Scrum and let people know what's going on. If you don't hear a lot of stuff, you got to go out into the people on your team and say, hey, that sounds like something that maybe the team can help you out. Why don't you ask them at the next day and encourage the team individuals to participate in the daily scrum? And I'm just waiting for over there. Eddie's doing something, and I hear him running around in piles of cookies and stuff. And I'm just waiting for it to all come crashing down. Apparently, he's got 2 Coke cans. Do not open the Coke. What are you doing? I don't know. He's got 2 cans of Coke. It is 6:21 in the morning, and my 6-year-old going on 7 has 2 cans of Coke in his hand. It just can't go well, right? We all agree? Well, anyway, I can't drink Coke anymore. Why I gave that up. Anyway, so those are the 2 topics. Splitting the team, what the 2 teams would look like, looking at communication channels, and the last one was encouraging your people to participate in Daily Scrum before Daily Scrum. Don't encourage them during Daily Scrum. Do it before Daily Scrum. Therefore, the meeting stays intact for the team to talk, and the Scrum Master, zip it, zip it, zip it, right? And I think you'll have a better Scrum, better Daily Scrum. I hope that helps everybody. Have a great day. It's Wednesday. It's Hump Day. It's Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday.
Ash Wednesday, right, Ed? And please give us a thumbs
I'm
up.
giving up Gatorade.
You're giving up Gatorade?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then ring the little bell so you get notification when we put stuff online. It looks like the TikTok video is finally coming back down to earth a little bit. It was up there for a few days, and we'll go from there. All right. Have a great day. See you later. Enjoy your afternoon. Happy scrumming.
Flute.
A flute. All right.